The snap finds himself now on 5.
And welcome back to EWC Central. We are in the middle of our EAFC catch-up introduction, and we're preparing for the live games to begin in less than 10 minutes time. Before we get to any of the live coverage, we obviously interrupted that live Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay because we've got a special guest who will be joining us on the sofa. It is the coach for Emery Yilmaz. We're going to speak to Jelle Visser from Team Liquid x Gullit. And of course, this is going to be a challenging conversation because Team Liquid are struggling a little bit. Case is obviously joining me here because it's soccer in South Africa, so that's obvious. Jelle, thank you so much for taking the time. Could you just give a brief introduction? Did I miss anything out? And tell us about yourself really quickly.
I don't think you missed anything. But yeah, my name is Jelle. I'm one of the 3 coaches at Team Liquid Team Gullit. I'm the coach of Emery Yilmaz, and we're competing in the EWC right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time. Just before I ask Case to maybe do a deeper dive on some of the gameplay stuff, let's talk about it. 3 players here for Team Liquid Gullit,
Yep.
and obviously high expectations coming in. I'm new to EAFC, and I'd heard pretty much everyone kind of hyping up. Did some of the pressure get to the boys? What is the results coming in? How do you kind of explain it a little?
I don't think the pressure got the best of them because they played a lot of tournaments. Manuel, for example, became world champion last year in Riyadh as well. Levi won championships, Emre won championship at the Champions League. So I don't think that the nerves got the best of them. Yeah, we're watching each other and thinking, how is this possible? We don't have an answer yet, but hopefully we have today. We're still all 3 alive, so let's see what will happen.
All right, I'm hearing we don't have a huge amount of time, so I think maybe, Case, if you want to talk about some of the matchups from yesterday.
Sure. So, I mean, yesterday it didn't quite go his way. He had a similar day, both days. So I want to talk to you about after day 1, what were the conversations happening? Because he couldn't have been happy, and it kind of seemed like it continued into day 2, didn't it?
Day 2 was better, to be fair. Day 1, he just, I think, wasn't mentally there. He's one of the most calm players there is, but the first day he just snapped and it kept going. So we talked about it after day 1. Day 2 it went better. First game against Mark 11 got a bit unlucky, conceded in the last couple of minutes and then lost in extra time. And then on stage, Young demolished us, crushed us. But then the third game against our teammate Levi, he did pretty well, won 5-1. So hopefully we win today against Abu Maka on stage. Going to be interesting, but we are full of confidence. So.
Now, talk to me about the group because there's so many guys on 6 points, so it can really go either way, especially because most of them, you're really only ranked based off goal differential as it stands right now. And so how important is this game against Abu Maka, who's currently sitting above you in the table? Do you think it's doable?
Yeah, we just have to win. Both Emre and Levi just win and we are there. So we aren't calculating anything. Just have to win and we are through. So.
Can I ask a very tough question? Who's got the more difficult opponent, Emery or Levi? Obviously coming up against Abu Maka and against Young.
If we look at the table, it is Young.
Oh, come on. I want your professional.
No, I was not on.
Okay, sorry. Jammer.
But Emre is playing on the main stage with all the Arabian fans against Abu Maka. So I would say Emre. But they're Young and Abu Maka. We lost to Young 7-8-3. So they're both pretty good, I would say. But everyone in the tournament is playing very well.
Now, I want to talk. So I've spoken a lot about squad restrictions in terms of the last 15 minutes, pretty much. And so I want to hear from you because how involved are you in choosing the squad for Emre, choosing the individual players that are on there? Is that a team effort, or is that Emre just being I want him, and maybe her?
It's mostly Emre, of course, because he has to play. If you ask my opinion, I will give my opinion. But yeah, it's Emre.
Question about that, can I jump in as well? The fact that Gullit is really active, and not only for Team Liquid Team Gullit, one of the best players, I'm seeing it pretty much universally. What does that feel like, seeing the name? And how annoying is it that every English person calls it Gullit?
I think it's more annoying for himself than for us. He made a TikTok about it. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't. What happened in the TikTok? Tell me.
So we made a video that there was a rumor that Gullit wasn't going to be Gullit gang anymore, so all card stats won't be 80+. but we knew it was, so we just made a TikTok so it went viral. And then we released his card, so we put it out on TikTok, and he pronounced his own name, and then all comments went, huh? You're saying your own name wrong.
Yeah.
So then we made another TikTok about it, how to pronounce his name.
Oh, I love that so much. What you're not aware of, Jelle, is that I'm from South Africa. I have the worst version of Dutch, so ons kan Afrikaans praat. So I've been ruining our entire broadcast, adding a bunch of it. Also, we did get a couple extra minutes. I have some highlights of Emre Yilmaz versus Levy. We can look at the game just a little bit, and maybe, Case, you can speak to a coach. Maybe one of the questions I would have is, how much do the coaches speak to the players during a game? Because it's very different to every other game, where coaches are kind of reserved for half times and for timeouts.
Yeah, I think obviously it's different for every player. I think I'm one of the more vocal coaches, especially when we score a goal. Emre is always like sitting there, not giving.
You celebrate for him.
Yeah, I think I'm one of the most vocal coaches there is. If you hear someone scream, it's probably me. And fun thing about this game, Emre almost loses every game against Levy when it's competitive. So in practice they play a lot, so Emre wins sometimes. But yesterday we had to win. If we lost, we would have been out already. So GG's to Emre for pulling it off. So yeah, still alive today.
Now it's interesting because normally he's going against Manu for the most part in terms of big competitions. But how difficult is it? Because I know you guys do a lot of friendlies behind the scenes, but going up against a teammate like Levy, you have both coaches on either end. It's got to be a little bit bittersweet to take out your friend like Levy.
Yeah, of course. We lost every game yesterday except Levy. I wish it was the other way around. Yeah, of course it's bittersweet, but yeah, you have to play for yourself in the end. And now we're both still alive. If Levy would have won, we were out, and Levy was still alive. So hope for the best today.
I got one more question. If you do have a follow-up, it'll be the last. But what's it like playing EAFC in the arena? More importantly, next to Call of Duty and StarCraft 2. I don't know how aware or up-to-date you are with the rest of the esports industry, but also the fact it's part of the 21 games. For me personally, as the old man that watches all the games, it's awesome to see EAFC sitting next to these titles.
Yeah.
So how is it for you, for Team Liquid, for Gillet?
Well, obviously it's a big opportunity for us to be here, to defend the title from last year. But do you mean like playing like in the same area, or
being part of something as big as the Esports World Cup?
Yeah, of course, it's amazing. I think I've read it's the biggest esports competition ever. So that we're able to be here with 3 players, most of everyone. Yeah, it's amazing.
Last thing, can you pronounce Hullet's name perfectly just one more time for the broadcast so I can learn as well, because I do say Hullet, please?
It's Ruud Gullit.
Ruud Gullit.
There we go. I'm not going to try to do that.
It's going to come from the throat. Baie dankie, lekker dag verder. One thing I will say, we do this thing every time we have a guest. By the way, I wish you could have seen his eyes when I said that in Afrikaans. We're going to ask you to sign this on your way out.
Sure.
So we're not going to do it on camera, but I will ask you just to give one last message to the Team Liquid, to the Team Gullit fans, to EWC camera number 1. And you're welcome to do it in Dutch if you'd like to.
I was going to do it in Dutch.
Yes.
Ik hoop dat jullie ons allemaal gaan supporten zo meteen tegen Obumakka. Niet alleen Emre, maar ook Levi en Manuel. En dan gaan we morgen voor de beker. Dus alvast bedankt en we zien jullie zo meteen bij de wedstrijden.
Oh, that's amazing. Trying to give a lot of love to the players. Best of luck against their opponents. And we'll see you later. I lost the end, but I got 60% of it. Thank you so much for the interview. I know you're playing in less than 15 minutes. Please, best of luck. We're going to head to a break. When we come back, we're going to be speaking to Eric Anderson from FaZe, and then we'll actually dive into EAFC live and check out how our boy Emre is going to be performing on stage. We'll see you in just a minute.